Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Dire Bear and welcome to Falskallan Nights. I'm your host, the Bard with no name. We are all very low energy tonight to the fact that one of us has bowed out due to personal reasons, and honestly, I respect that. We all here at Dire Bear respect the fact that life comes first, and your health priorities are far outweighed when it comes to D&D. This is a game. Just be safe, be healthy, be happy. So with that, Steve, you are going to be missed tonight, but that's okay. I hope you come back the next time and you'll be fully rejuvenated and ready to go. That being the case, before we get into tonight's session, we'll get into announcements. So with that, we will go over to Tom. Tom?
Thank you, JT, and as always, thank you, adventurers, for joining us into Falscala this evening. Despite all best efforts and one hell of a ritual, Team Them was not able to save old Toby last week. The stalwart Gumpy T went down fighting for his home and his family. Bringing him back for a proper funeral, the team now prepares to celebrate the life of Solnes's finest. From there, who knows where we'll go? The battle is nominally won, and our crafty crew of chaotic cuties is likely expecting some downtime and maybe a bit of special loot here and there. And what better way to inspect said potential loot than with our first sponsor, D&D Beyond. Their platform allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one handy-dandy place. They've got extensive character creation tools, expandable notes sections, and just about every sourcebook you can name. They also have a really nice homebrew feature that allows you to make everything from weapons to classes to highly romanceable NPCs. So, whether you're looking to create your ideal big titty Githyanki girlfriend or just craft up a crossbow that shoots rabid squirrels, D&D Beyond has your back. Thank you, D&D Beyond, for continuing to sponsor us despite the fact that I just said big titty Githyanki girlfriend. And of course, there's frankly no comfortable segue out of that sentence, so let's talk about our second sponsor, FX May Vary. They are a genre hopping, hard rocking, dice rolling band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, who've recently joined the rarefied air of Dire Bear supporters. They balance toe tapping tunes with mental health advocacy, and two of their esteemed number even are part of one of our D&D shows. You can seek them out on YouTube, Spotify, and just about any place where music is streamed. You can also reach out to them on Facebook and Instagram. Their music is designed to be enjoyed by everyone and may promote feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a desire to share with others, and a compulsion to follow the band on social media. As always, individual FX may vary. But they aren't our only sponsors, of course. Our next sponsor could, in fact, be you if you so choose. Dire Bear is on Patreon with a bunch of fun rewards for you to dig into. You can get Discord privileges, merch, mentions at the end of our streams, which on Wednesday nights means you get your name sung out in a patented Diamondback parody song. They're only getting worse, trust me. You even have the option to sign up for monthly voice acting lessons with myself. If you've always wanted to give your characters some kind of heroic accent, or maybe something a little more slimy, I would love to put my skills as a voiceover and radio professional at your disposal. Hop on over to patreon.com/direbearac and become part of the magic. And of course, while you're at it, why don't you just go ahead and wear that Dire Bear love on your sleeve, or lack thereof, as the case may be. The Dire Bear merch store is hopping on Streamlabs. You can find some roaring great stuff for all your nerdy needs. We've got t-shirts, we've got hoodies, sweatpants, and thanks to Lissa, we actually have the first Daddy Diamondback thong ever. Not actually available for sale so far as I've been made aware, but it all has to start somewhere, right? We do also, of course, have tank tops. The Beyond Alignment Light of Pride merch, which is still on for purchase, is our first set of tank tops, allowing you to exercise your right to bear arms in the most inclusive way possible. Beyond Alignment is also featured on t shirts with variants including the non binary, trans, and BLM pride colors. They're a great reminder that human rights continue to be a year round battle. Plus, if you're looking to scare bigots away from your table, they'll do the trick no problem. Nothing attracts bears like Dire Bear. JT, back over to you.
Thank you so much, Tom. I think that's it for announcements. Anybody else got something to declare? No? Nothing? Quiet? Chirps? I know y'all be speaking in the middle of the goddamn
Do you want me to
in the
say
middle of
Big
the
Titty
goddamn
Gith
game.
Yankee Girlfriend again?
Yeah. Big titty gift Yankee girlfriend. Woo! Here we go. Let's fly. We'll start tonight with intro. I forgot my lines. Go. Fuck. We saw that trail. Redeeming no cursing while we're not here. Poor form. Very, very poor form. You guys. So let's get into tonight's session. Since Tom's doing a good job at the recap, I'll let him do the recapping. It's just
Sorry.
to roll it in with the ad read will be fine. It's just one last thing I have to write. Uh, and one less thing to manage in this giant world that I've built for myself.
Mhm.
Oh, I love it. I hate it. I love it. I hate it. That being the case, you guys are at Ramsbottom, up in the grazing lands, northern part of Solnes. You're currently with a group of refugees of various classes and walks of life. You've got Liliana with you guys, cooking in the kitchen with Alabelle and Tobias. I actually don't know where you guys would put Tobias. Just throw him out to pasture with the cows.
Weekend at Bernie's him into an easy chair.
Yeah, it's just one old recliner where it's just one perfectly Tobias shaped ass mark. Yes, I swear. We're
Oh, right.
but do we declare ass as a swear?
I think it is.
Not if you're talking about a donkey.
Mm.
There's context. Yeah, you go into the field, you see the cows and the asses.
It's checks out.
Story checks out. So yeah, Yimmer, you're still up on the roof, just vibing out on shrooms.
So I wish I did this at the end of the last episode, but here we are. So no one's paying attention to Yimmer?
I
Oh,
don't think so.
no.
Okay.
No,
So,
Yimmer.
No, he's not. I'm not. I'm not looking forward to this.
you know. So
Yeah.
Yimmer's just sitting up on the on top of a roof, just leaning up against a chimney and just eating mushrooms, and kind of takes out Mr. Sack and like, you know, I think we could have done a little better back there. Like, we were kind of stuck way behind. So, what do you think? We like, try and do better next time? Maybe make me go further? That good? Yeah? Anything from the sack?
I'm
Oh,
trying to
if there's nothing, like, I'm totally fine with it being just a one-sided conversation.
Yes, my son. You will try
Sure.
harder.
Hand motion.
So, like, so I was thinking, what if I give you one of these mushrooms? And he pulls out one of the death evil mushrooms.
Hmm.
And, would think we could do better next time? Like, you make things out of weird things, and this is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I'm not even going to eat it. So, what do you say? Just stares at the sack as it mists.
The sack stares emptily back at you. Oh, how do I Baldur Gate style this? The mind you, I haven't played the game, so
Well,
it's like I just know
you
there's a
didn't,
narration in there.
you
Um,
didn't, you didn't say no. So I'll just drop this in, and he drops in one of the mushrooms.
that you do.
And
So at that point, you just throw it in.
hmm, that shakes it a little. Hmm, well, I was actually expecting a bit more, but yeah, guess so. Uh, well, I'm going to put you back here, and what's everyone else doing? And he's
Because
gonna look over and try and
you
see everyone.
you see Halsterian in the barn shoveling up the cow pies and doing general harder labor and farm chores. Howard's with them, good old romp in the hay.
Oh, well, it's good to see, some people come together at such a sad time.
It's working for that face right there. I'm tired. Oh, but that no, you got a vantage point on top of the second story roof there at Ramsbottom. I want you to make a perception check.
Mm, you.
We've got to stretch.
The funny thing is, I actually did
Yeah,
yoga.
that is actually. Oh,
Oh, there's something that's not supposed to crack for another 10 years.
Given our generation, it's just gonna happen quicker.
Yeah.
perception. 18.
18. Right on. Along the tree line, you see like these are massive fields, and they pretty much go like a full-on acre back, a full-on acre to the side, a full-on acre to the other side, and like another and congruent fields right beside. That being the case, you are kind of just looking around, and you see along the tree line what looks to be like uh shrubbery or foliage just parting ways.
Like actively parting ways?
Yes, actively parting ways. It seems like something is coming right through, and you notice that giant stag, this giant stag with piercing blue eyes, just like magical blue eyes, are coming out. Long form antlers that come up and around. It's almost like a cross between an elk and like a full on buck.
What The fuck?
Beautiful fur lining, uh, like beautiful brown fur with light white linings that kind of shimmer and highlight along the muscle ridges and whatnot. And you see it, and on top of it is carrying another deer, like full on slumped right over it after, and following behind them is a dwarven woman.
Ooh. Oh, I'm not just seeing this. That's real. Oh,
Dwarven woman right behind. She's, I mean, standard for a dwarven woman's size, but you see just this blonde hair and shapes and facial shapes and familiar to you. Almost looks like B.
uh, oh. What? I don't remember seeing you go over there.
Yeah, and they're starting to walk towards Ramsbottom.
Oh. Hmm. Wonder what's going on over there. And where's Diamondback?
Yeah.
Last I think we left it. I was inside just entertaining people, but I probably would have walked out at some point, working on a song for when we put Tobias to rest.
Hmm. It's at this point, like there's an concerted effort between the Ramsbottoms that are there to start stacking a pyre, and they're doing it outside. Like right now, there's still a bonfire out in the central crosswalk areas where, I mean, you can go between like the working sheds, pastures, the barns, and then any of the supply sheds as well. So it's just like this giant center part that has a bonfire that's rather large and already cooking. So there are people who are around there warming up because it is still a relatively cold day. Yeah, you see you see Belton and Brigitte gathering wood as much as they can. Belton's more or less still in his childlike wonder, playing with the children, keeping them entertained, using his little druid crafts to kind of shape little like butterflies out of snow or make them out of like ice for just a second and they disappear and pop and
Oh, that fun.
yeah.
He goes there.
It's at this point like B, you're, I'm assuming you're helping as well, or are you hanging out
Mm.
with
Be doing little bits of everything. I'd probably be cooking a little bit, helping build the pyre.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Should probably greet her parents when they come in.
Yeah. Um it's at this point where Diamondback, you're kind of just playing around the giant bonfire. You see this stag, or it's like cross hybrid. For the sake of it, calling it a caribou. I'm calling it a caribou, and that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be pretty, and use your imaginations.
Uh, Whoa.
This caribou coming in, and you see a dwarven woman right behind, and uh, Belton looks up. Mom! It runs over, gives her a hug, and at this point, you see the caribou shapeshift back into a dwarven male, older, like middle age for a dwarven man, and clearly has like weathered lines on his face. This person has spent a lot of time outside and almost kind of looks more comfortable in an outdoorsy nature than inside whatsoever. But you see like this deep brown chestnut hair and like this beard. it's almost kind of looking into a reflection of Belton himself. But there's also little hints of like Beatrice you see where Beatrice definitely gets her eyes from him, and they, yeah, it's, you definitely see the family resemblance at this point.
I kind of tip my hat and walk over. Y'all must be bees kindred, I take it.
Hey, that's who I am. Can I help you with anything?
Uh, Well, go by Diamondback around here. I'm a friend of hers. She kind of got roped into our adventuring party unexpectedly.
Really? How? Wait, B's here?
Yeah, just up in the house looking after
Where's
things.
she? Where's is you see Brigitte come up? Mom, Dad, uh, don't be teed. He he didn't make it. You just see like uh you see Lena and Brecken kind of be like, Tobias isn't here. Dad's not here. And it's at that point B you come out because you're just kind of like you said, back and forth, so you just
Mhm.
kind of caught him on an off time.
Yeah,
B?
walk over.
Are you kidding me? Like your mom runs to you,
Oh,
tackles you with full forces, just push, tackles.
like almost fall into the snow as I grab her. Um, I just hold her close. I've missed you so much.
I missed you too, sweetie. So you're here. You're here. You're here. What's what are you doing? Where's is Belton just saying Dad's dead, gone? What?
You know how Solnes got taken over.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know he was stuck there. And found a group of ragtag friends along the way and made it back. I went to see Auntie Belle, and she's here too. She's in the kitchen with Gran.
Auntie Belle's
Um,
here.
she is. But Tobias, he put up the fight, and I couldn't do anything.
Sweetie, sweetie.
Uh,
Sweetie, she takes you and gives you like, well, proper mama hugs, just full on proper mama hugs, and you see Brecon being like, where's the body?
I'm not sure, to be
It's
honest.
to be honest, you
I
probably
almost think
like
that,
you cleared a table probably out in a living area and just laid him proper.
yeah, either that or maybe like brought him up to the bedroom and just let him have like a little bit of privacy.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So, um, yeah, whatever way you think that should work, but
Yeah, yeah, it's wishy-washy,
yeah.
timey, wimey, wobbly, wobbly.
But
Jeez.
she'll bring her parents over to see him.
Hey, as soon as they walk in the door, I'm basically gonna go into movie mode now.
Mhm.
And so like you guys walk in, the camera pans out. the camera pans out and you do like a time skip forward and everybody's working, getting a pyre set up. The deer is now been brought inside and properly carved. Good chunks of meat are now being set and ready for a feast. Yeah, set and ready for a feast. You see everybody working hard to set up a pyre and get the farm chores done, dealing with the animals and everything. It's at this point the pyre's pretty much set out into the middle of the field. set out to the middle of the field. You couple of tertiary fires that have been set up so that people are not going to freeze on an immediate state. And so the Ramsbottom family, well, the Ramsbottom and Stillwaters,
Mm.
uh, bring Tobias out, carry him out on almost like a gurney, like a makeshift gurney that has been made with a couple of like very long unused either like broomsticks or like axe handles that are meant for like very large weapon, wrapped and tied with a couple of sheets to support. Well, let's be honest, Tobias is a heavy, very heavy man. That motherfucker was dense in more way than one. And so they lead out into the middle of the field. The snow for dwarves are pretty much head height for the for the normal standing folk. It's pretty chest high. It's been recently cleared out, and thus he's placed on top. You see Liliana holding the torch with just her eyes not blank but just glazed. You just see one deep breath in, breath out, walks forward, takes the torch and lights the pyre itself. It's at this moment the fire was set with a bunch of accelerants, so it wasn't just going to be a very long burn. But in the moments the fire starts catching, you start noticing the wisps of green flaring up, yellows, reds, blues, whites. It almost is an unnatural fire just coming up and out, engulfing onto this pyre. The way the wood is all stacked is very orderly and very like it's not just a heap and then a body on top. It's very intricate. It's very set and designed. As the airflow comes in, it starts wisping and catching up, coming into the body and engulfing it in flame. And it's not technically a quick burn, but it's enough so that you see like the covering start burning away and the flame holds over the body. So and very much like an anime style where you see the silhouette there, it starts shaping like crisping and burning away. You do not see any of the fire happening, and you see one last look at Liliana, Brecon, Lena, Dalton, Brigitte, and Beatrice. You all have a single satchel of what we call Dragon's Fire. It's meant in the dwarven tradition, it's meant to be a little symbol of the first forge, something that is very representative of the blacksmith, one of the deities of old dwarven gods and traditions. Although may not have, although you guys may not have been very steeped within that realm, you still hold a lot of the old ways intact just to hold the tradition because I mean when you move from a place all you have is your family and your traditions and you want to keep those alive. So Yemmer, this may seem like a very hokey thing to you because I mean It's the old ways. It's not what I technically would do, but Beatrice, this is the way of life. You see Liliana walk up. Come, comfy. Just throw it in together.
We'll step up and take our grandmother's hand
Yeah.
and then press her head to hers.
You did good, child. You did good, child. Don't blame yourself for this one. And she holds the satchel up. Let's go. And she tosses the bag in. You toss yours in. As hers hits, you see this beautiful green just fire up. And now this is a quick burn. It hits. Flames fly high into the sky, and yours hits, Beatrice. Yours is this beautiful blue, turning in from just this pearlescent to like aquamarine to a royal blue, and then it'll shift into a white. Beltons, Breckons, Brigitas, they're all different colors of the rainbow. It's all to represent the different aspects of the forge. And it's at this point you see Liliana just starting to cry. Turns around. This was not how I was supposed to. I just. Uh, uh.
Bee takes her grandmother in her arms and just holds her.
Yeah. And everybody else in the Ramsbottom family follows suit. And it's at this point, you like everybody who had followed through. It was pretty much everybody on the farm coming in to pay their respects, and like the main family, the group are all out and around the main center pyre, but the tertiary fires that have been set are now populated with everybody else, and you see uh people coming around giving out drinks, and this is well very festive very festive drink with a lot of like cinnamon, a couple bits of cardamom clove. It's very appley in its flavor, but you get the hint of like a very sharp alcohol right afterwards.
Did Beale grab a glass,
Hmm.
raise it high? To Tobias, the most badass motherfucker there's ever been.
To
Tobias.
Toby. To Dad. To Gumpy T. To that old prick. Just one old gnarled motherfucker in the back, just like.
And Bee just laughs at it because he could be an asshole, so she gets it.
We did just get straight.
Yep, we got to hydrate on that one. Thanks, Trail.
Yep.
Hydrate.
Oh, geez, Decca's in here too,
Mm.
or was. Anyway. the night the night goes on, the fire burns high and bright, and it'll be a while before it ever really gets put out or naturally cinders away. It's at that point everybody heads back to the main house where, I mean, a celebration of life happens. Dwarves fight hard, they work hard, they play hard, they party hard. Is at that point you see a bunch of casket pull out from the cellar. These are like the reserve stuff that never gets touched. Never get touched. The stag is yeah, the deer's all cooked up. It's well seasoned with a lot of dried like thyme and rosemary on top of it. And uh, with garlic shoved right into it. It is pretty much dripping right off the bone. Food is plentiful. The laughs and the cries and everything is plentiful. And it's at this point you see that Liliana is still very like in the moment, just grateful to have everybody around, but also seems very well, rightfully distant. Just presently distant, I should say. The night moves on. You guys have a heck of a time. I'd like everybody to make a Constitution saving throw, please. Actually,
Well,
Would
Oof.
this be against poison?
uh, alcohol's not a poison.
Most certainly is.
Not in this context.
oh,
It's a herbal remedy. You
Oh, I'm
are
doing
gonna
okay.
like it.
Howard is not gonna drink a ton, but he's not gonna refuse to drink at all, considering their traditions. What he is gonna do before anyone drinks very much is he's gonna pull B aside and get some advice, and throughout the night, he's gonna change the bonfires periodically to different colors based on her advice with control flames.
that's awesome.
I mean, if you guys want to roleplay that moment, you can. I'm just kind of I'm just pushing it forward because I can. I also don't want to cry.
Well, Well, it might get a little chaotic because even with drinking very little, he's probably going to get a bit hammered with a 5.
I feel it in my hand. The alcohol is affecting me. Yeah, so the next morning, you guys, all of you wake up. So that was a 5 on you, Diamondback.
So Diamondback's doing okay. He got himself a dirty 20.
Nice, Beatrice.
Beatrice rolled a natural 20 for 28 total.
Nice.
Dwarf
Yimmer,
in her prime.
17.
17, and Given
18.
18.
Nice.
Nice. Howard, even though you didn't drink a lot, the potency of this drink was wildly different than what you were ever expecting from any sort of standard tavern. Like I said, this is the reserves. You're gonna.
Mm-hmm.
It was almost like a Scotch aged barrel like stout. It's like just the beautiful infusion of that flavor. The rest of you are doing handedly all right. You're still feeling it, but with that, Howard, you're waking up with a level of exhaustion.
Yeah.
By the way, you all get your long rest.
Nice. Thank God.
Consider yourself fully recovered. Dungeon rules don't exist in here now.
I'm
So
in
I
a
had
moment
sorry, I was like I cut you off there, Tom. What were you trying to
I
say?
was going to say, at a moment that's appropriate in the morning, Diamondback kind of approaches the families, um, or at least whoever is with Liliana, and just sort of hat in hand, sort of nods and says, "Ms. Ramsbottom, I want to thank you for well, letting us be part of that. I know we didn't know old Toby very long, but damn good man, and helped to remember him."
Don't you worry. My home is your home. He might have been a right prick, and at times he deserves to be a right prick, but from what B was saying, you are a driving force for him. So thank you. She pulls you in and it's like,
Oh,
you're handedly taller than she does, but she
yeah.
like grabs your collar, yanks you in, and you've got You've got no say in this. You just
Yep.
get pulled in, grabbed, and this is like getting constricted. Just like full on boa constricted by grandma. Just
Yeah. And I just kind of hug her back. Oh, I've been away from my home a long time. It's been a while since I had a good hug like that.
what? Where are you from? Your accent is that's not Falskallan.
Certainly ain't. I was from Coduria, and
Durian.
yeah, been around here a while, but seems home kind of travels with me one way or another.
Hmm. Yeah, I understand that. You keep the traditions about you.
I do indeed, and I
Good.
respect everyone else's. If I could though, I didn't want to impose on the celebrations last night. Let y'all do your thing, but I did put together a little tune for him. If I could leave it with you, that'd be an honor on my part.
A,
If I'm not overstepping.
a tune. Like you want to play it right here, right now, or do you want to go out
Uh,
to old Toby?
I mean, we can gather around him and play it for him if you'd like, or play it here, whichever you'd be most comfortable with.
I mean, I bet he would love to hear it.
All right, well let's play it for him, shall we?
Yeah. And so you guys head back out. Like I'm assuming this is the day after.
Like if we had time during the night of, it was gonna be then, but also again, like he didn't want to impose on their traditions, so it might just be something small for the
I
family.
I would say you could have brought this up
Yeah,
long into the night after the pyre was set, and
yeah,
so at that point you'll gather everybody. You all go back out, or even then you could have actually done that like before they had left.
yeah,
Time is a really weird soup at this point, so
yeah. At some point, that is sufficiently appropriate. Diamondback kind of pulls out the lute, and it's got a very happy melody to it, but there's something bittersweet about it as well, and he sort of sings out. A warrior lay down on a hilltop, close to home where it's sunny and blue. The battle's been won, the fighting is done. All he's got now is a beautiful view. And he dreams of a girl that he loved once, how he told her that they'd never part. Of a picture he brought into battle, a picture kept close to his heart. And the soul goes on forever. Love is stronger than time. Peace will now rest in the warrior's breast. Forever, forever light will shine.
Stop, I'm crying again.
Wear
That's what
your
you get for not bringing
diamondback
tissues.
shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
I covered myself up with that one.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
mhm.
And vaguely stolen from Alan Doyle, but hey, who's keeping track?
Yeah, Alan Doyle would like to know your position.
Alan Doyle would like to talk to you about your car's extended warranty. But yeah, he did kind of sings that one out and sort of afterwards kind of goes up and gives B a hug and says, I'm sorry I couldn't do it more.
Thank you. I know you tried. We all did.
And he just sort of squeezes her as strong as his -1 strength modifier will let him.
So that's all you got? She'll.
Yeah. I think I'm going to be down a few ribs by the end of this weekend.
At some point during the night's festivities, Bee's gonna break away from her family, and um, she's been looking over at Spleen throughout the night, and thinking how she wanted to be here on different circumstances. But eventually she'll walk over to Spleen. And probably bring her a drink. um,
I've hardly finished the last one.
yeah, I figure there's not enough alcohol to go around tonight. I heard what you said earlier. I heard what you did for him, and I I appreciate it. Obviously tensions were a little high, but what you did for him after it meant a lot. So, um, thank you.
I put a hand on her cheek and wipe away a tear. My thumb. Careful of my claws.
How?
Oh, shit, sorry.
She kind of leans into her hand and I wanted to bring you here to Ramsbottom to show you family. I wanted to bring you here and show you the joy of having a family. And it's strange the circumstances that come about. It's strange to bring you here, see the sadness, feel the sadness, and also acknowledge some of what happened. So, this is my family. As crazy and chaotic as we are, we love hard.
Beautiful, actually. You forgot to add beautiful.
You're just trying to kiss up.
No. But I can.
I'd like to introduce you to my parents, if that's okay.
Yeah. That's okay. Wait, right now? Wait, now?
I mean, I'm drunk, they're drunk. Chances are they might not remember it in the morning. We'll see. And she holds Spleen's hand and walks over to her parents.
As the camera pans away from pans, it does another pan away from the bonfire. You see Spleenatrix. Yeah, you see them both walked over towards mom and dad, and it's actually a very warm reception between it all. And I mean, late throughout the night, I'm assuming everything like war stories are gonna start coming out, and
She'd of course introduce
the
Team
rest.
Dem.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then I'm assuming everything's gonna get done within this time frame. It's just,
Mhm.
how can you remember so much to do when there's so many little things going on at
Mhm.
once?
Mhm.
Alabelle is sitting there and just like, you know, having a drink, talking to Lena and Brecon, and reminiscing, looking. The two old ladies, Liliana and Alabelle, are just sitting there having a sitting bitch.
I imagine sharing stories about how much of a pain in the ass Tobias was.
Oh yeah,
Because they both have stories.
they both have stories. Like you just overhear, like sometimes you hear the crying, sometimes you hear the howling, and the other times you just hear Allie Bell. He jumped out of a third-story window and just flat out body slammed a guy.
That was actual campaign.
I know.
Oh man.
I had no chill.
I love it so much.
Here, Liliana. Oh, thank Christ. We were up at the Titan's grip. We got ourselves caught between a Yeti and its prey. Of course, it started thinking Tobias was prey and started munching on him pretty good. I had to freaking spit slap the Yeti across the face a couple times to get the thing to piss off. Of course, after that point, Tobias is just sitting there. He's unconscious. And thank God for that glove that you gave me. And Alabel looks, yeah, that thing came into handy in so many fucking times. And like at this point, she's saying it loud enough, and she starts bringing everybody into the story. This glove here was imbued with a couple of what was the thing? It's cure wounds, Liliana. Yeah, well, you know what? Normally it's used for touch. I just slapped them. I woke him up.
Boo. Boo theater.
Thanks, Theo.
I'm negating this one because I'm swearing.
You'll just keep resetting.
I will take away because I can. Also, I'm a mod.
Oh. Where's your mod now?
Right there.
Man, how do I refund the thing? Shit. You know what? Fuck it, we're letting it through.
We'll just keep resetting it. It's fine.
Eventually, we'll run it out again. Or not.
Or not. At this point, we're just gonna just go with it.
He baned you.
Oh,
It's okay. I'll just server mute him in Otter's channel.
Damn. Oh wait. Well.
I reset it.
Don't tell Otter that I don't have the powers. Just Otter. I heard that you were talking about my channel.
Yeah, I'm
Hey
expecting him
there.
to pop in now.
You
Just
mention
the
him
eyes
once and
and
he
shit.
just shows up. It
Mhm.
happens.
It's uncanny, really.
Yeah. But yeah, the night goes on, and there are times where you're talking about your moments of training with them. Lily just having a drink and just watching the fire go up, and even then, out of the like watching the fire from from inside the farmhouse itself. It's really nice and cozy inside, and with the heat of everybody else in this giant house, it really is warmed up considerably. It's a beautiful night. And so yeah, you guys wake up. Howard, you're hungover.
At some point during the night, he was yelling at a fire aloud, trying to change it red, and kept changing it to blue. Meanwhile, he's like, "No! I said blue!" and casts it again.
You just you wake up the local burst.
I imagine Hal gets just as drunk as Howard.
I actually rolled a Constitution saving throw for him. I don't know his modifier, but it was a natural 7.
So
Yeah.
sounds about right.
His years at an Ivy League clearly haven't shown.
B would have slept in the same bed as Spleen.
Oh.
Wow!
That's what everyone hears in the morning.
Whoa!
I was not expecting that. Where's the conflict,
Indeed.
guys? God.
What do you mean it's working out?
I can't have this. It's not in the script.
I did get lucky.
Yeah, with a point of luck too.
Oh.
yeah.
It's true. We all have a
Mhm.
point of luck.
Yeah.
Oh no, Spleen just got another one for getting
Oh,
lucky.
What?
Well, there you go.
Jeez, okay, guys, hold Trail. There's only one at a time here. Like I get
I mean,
it.
that was.
I get it, but you're you're excited. But please
I mean, it
calm
was
down.
dramatically appropriate.
All right. So the morning happens. It's a nice, beautiful, sunny day. The pyre has burned down, and well, the body of Tobias is gone. It's it's just cinder, coal, and any remnants of a body is nowhere to be seen. You guys enjoy yourselves some morning food, and now begs the question: what are you gonna do with that cat?
I forgot.
It's mine. That's what it's gonna be doing is mine.
Where are you keeping it?
With me.
So we're in B's childhood bedroom. It's
Yeah.
in the corner.
Which is basically just a converted like a converted guest bedroom that is like, for the grandkids whenever they come by and be interested to stay here more often than Brecken and or sorry, Belton and Brigitte.
I don't know how to open this cage.
That thing seems a little wild. Are we should we mess with? I almost said a curse. Should we should we mess with this thing, or should we take it to someone who can?
I mean, who else is better than me?
Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. Like, I honestly have no idea. But for some reason, I feel sorry for it.
I mean, it seems. I mean, yeah, it seems pretty sad. Stuck in a cage.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be stuck in a cage like that.
no.
Why don't we take this down to the living room and then we can try and open it?
Yeah. And first, when we get there, I need to talk to it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, like this thing is still very wild. It's still very wild, just like rattling the cage every once in a while. The tendrils just hitting it. So you're gonna cast Speak with Animals?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. So you take the 10 minutes.
Mhm.
You take the 10 minutes to do that. This thing. Let me out.
If I let you out or get someone to let you out, what are you going to do?
Let me out.
You gotta have a plan.
me out.
I will 1 sec.
Now it's just.
Does B hear like meows? Like is she? How is Spleen communicating? Is she speaking English or not English?
In
Common?
a series of chirps, bleeps, and meows, and maybe a couple of hisses.
Mhm.
It's like.
I am going to show. I'm going to show my rage form and tell him to silence. Silence.
Make an intimidation check.
Okay,
Uh,
that is a intimidation 18.
cool. Nice. You do that. You see this displacer kitten just sit back. Sorry.
Yeah, no, the
Wait, you know what? My dad's really good with animals. Maybe I'll grab him and see if he knows anything about this this kitten with long spiky things. It's weird.
careful, kitty. I'm just as feral as you.
It's like not even speaking anymore, just like still making noises. Clearly, it's not moving closer to you, but so you go grab
She'll grab her dad and her brother.
Belton and Brecon.
Yeah. Feel like
I
found a weird
regret giving
cat.
them both similar sounding names.
Help us with this weird cat, please.
You both what? You walk in and you show them, and it's basically like a bunch of people in this very tight and crammed room and a cage right in the middle, and it's a decent sized cage. This thing, yeah, no, you guys walk in, you see Belton and Brecon, and yeah, it was like, oh, jeez, Brecon, what? Where did you get that? What?
I don't I didn't find it. Did you find
It's at this point, Howard, you're walking
I-
by, you hear the noise.
it?
No. One of the 2 doofuses did.
What?
that checks out.
He turns around and like you guys have pretty much had a rapport throughout the night. So he points, "Where did you get this?"
Oh, hold on.
You see Belton.
I'll think
It's
of
actually
it.
kind of cute. Let me see.
I'll think of it. Oh, my head hurts.
He's
The
It
Citadel.
was,
The closet.
yeah,
Citadel.
How much
storeroom
got
near
have
the.
The
drink
Citadel.
left?
What's that? You see, like Belton just kind of like coax it, trying to get it to coax towards him, and you see the cat just kind of naturally relax a bit. He's just you see Belt just beep beep beep. The cat just sort of almost coming forward, but looking at Spleen just
I
and
crocodile hiss back.
you see Brecken's like back and forth. It's everybody, all right, everybody out. You, he points to Howard. You're telling me where you got this.
The
You three,
Citadel.
out.
Why?
Yeah, out.
No.
No.
Yeah. She just like puts her head down and storms out, bringing like Spleen by the hand behind her.
Yeah, but I'm just like hissing at the cat while she's dragging me backwards. I got some beef with a kitten.
At that point, you see Belton walk up with the cage. Leave the cage. The Citadel. You know what that is, right?
Vaguely.
That is a displacer beast kitten.
Yep.
Where the hell did you get a displacer beast kitten? Let it look in the cage?
It was in the cage. It came
I
with
was-
the cage.
And you decided to bring it here?
Well, I couldn't just leave it there. It would have starved.
Oh, I mean, you make a good point on that one. I wouldn't have done it either. But you decided to bring it here?
I mean, this is where we were headed next. I didn't really have a chance to let it go anywhere.
What? Did you even think about this?
Nope.
Clearly. I swear. I deal with enough unintelligent people in a day.
I
Nana
mean,
walks in. Hello.
it was in a storeroom.
It was in a storeroom. Okay, so what are you going to do about it?
Not sure yet. I mean, I don't want it to stay in the cage. That's just...
Give me a second. Hello. Thank you for the mushrooms last night. They were really good.
Anytime. I
Oh
got
my
up.
dad, hi!
Oh, honey, this is not the first time I've ever got high.
Oh yeah, I learned so much stuff. Oh, the stories I heard about you. Oh,
No.
B's not here.
She's
Oh.
probably
God.
like just outside the room.
yeah,
Eavesdropping.
Gimmer's that tripped out right now.
Yeah, but it's like, right, what are you going to do about it? You know you can't keep the thing, right?
I mean, I can't just let it go. Wouldn't that cause a problem?
I mean, it's a kitten out in the wild. It's probably not going to survive.
Yeah, exactly. I had to find someone who can care for it.
I mean, it's a wild beast. These things are notorious for being tamed. It just doesn't happen. I've never seen it happen. Don't think that you're the exception.
Oh, I wasn't gonna try and tame it.
I know. I was like, I'm talking about you, and looking out the door. It's just you see Beatrice and Spleen.
I'm like looking over the window. Just, like big yellow eyes.
You just go and get breakfast. Ma's probably cooking something up.
I mean,
You
I
hear from like a room down the hallway. People are trying to sleep.
People are trying to deal with a situation that could kill us.
Oh, welcome to my average Tuesday.
I'm not sure why it was in there. I was gonna try and see if I could find out more information about it.
All right, good.
And
That's smart. That's the first thing you're gonna do. The
keep
second
it
thing is you gotta get it out of my bloody house.
okie doke. And I will pick up the cage. And if he doesn't stop me, I'll just leave the room very quickly.
He's not stopping you. You're literally doing what he's saying. So you guys are around the breakfast table, and it's quite awkward.
Howard just kind of goes outside with the cage and finds a place to sit.
This-
My own displacer kitten has arrived.
Uh-oh. Yeah, you talk about the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, Stefano. All right, show the kitty.
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 Oh my goodness.
Just the arms, just
Because this is Thriller. Just gonna be like sitting at the dinner table across from Beatrice's dad, like, so you like animals?
Love them.
I
Why
mean,
can't we
like,
keep the cat?
They should. why am I having this conversation with you guys? I just realized exactly what just happened. These things are wild creatures. They are not
Yeah,
meant to be
so?
tamed or domesticated.
Yeah.
Mom, can we keep the cat?
You see, you just hear from the kitchen. And what does your father say?
That's good parenting right there. That's teamwork.
Thank you, dear. No problem, honey.
Fran, can we keep the cat?
You just see Gran walk in with the cat in hand. Just straight up broke the cage and just took the cat.
I was just out there with the pieces like, she did that with her bare hands.
Wasn't that a magic cage?
Yeah!
no, that's a healthy gal.
That's why I'm afraid of her. Rightfully so. Isn't that right? You see Lily come in. Right. Oh, look at this thing. This thing is pretty much just like melting into Liliana's chest. Just
Did we just give your grandmother, her dead husband, and a chaotic evil kitty within 8 hours of meeting her?
Wait, the cat's evil?
That's out of character.
Oh.
Their normal alignment
So-
is chaotic evil. This one is a kitten, who knows?
God. You fuckers. Oh, swear timer. Wait, no, swear timer's out. Woo!
Oh, is it?
Yay!
Yeah!
And we had two!
We made it.
Woo wee woo, wee woo.
Oh my god.
Fucking A.
It's like as soon as like Liliana walks in and Brecon looks over, it's like, you're defeating the purpose of this whole conversation. She looks over. It's my house. I could do whatever I want with it. It's like, you got me there. But Lena, you're gonna let something happen. Let this happen. She looks out of the kitchen, just dead stares Brecken. Like, are you seriously asking this question? It's like, right. So then, what are you doing? What's your plan?
Oh, I gotta check on some people.
Right. And it's at this point you see Alabel come down. I'm gonna have to go back. I'm gonna have to go back to Onver. There's a lot of delegation going on there. We've gotta. I'm not gonna bore you with the details at this point. I mean, it's only been a day. Be curious to see what Fury's been up to. If he hasn't gotten himself injured. I know Envy's been mortally wounded, but her crew should be able to keep them for alive. For now, I might be needed to overlook a lot of more of the heavier injuries.
Will they be back at Onver already? Or
I mean, depending on the severity of the wounds, transporting people while they're wounded is not very smart.
I'll reach out to Fury. And Howard's gonna cast Sending.
Okie dokie.
Yuri, it's Team Them. Alabelle is with us. Where is she needed?
You get a reply back. Alaba would be required over at the Emerald Envy, and I'll explain this to you right afterwards. At the Emerald Envy, Envy is held there in pretty serious condition. Her team seemed to have gotten the majority of the wounds, and it cuts out there. The Emerald Envy is a very high-end officers bar in the Murky Dock section.
I know this.
Who then, by all means, explain.
I say exactly the same thing.
Howard is just like, what the fuck is the Emerald Envy?
B says exactly the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
but
give and take.
well, actually, Howard, you would have known it as the Bombastic Evergreen.
Oh.
It was
Mr. Bombast.
Mr. Loba Loba. Mm. There go me, Mr. Bombastic. Mr. Bombastic. There's a reason why this one didn't last that long. No, this is a high-end officers bar that takes its name after that traditionally takes its name after the green-hued color in power.
Okay.
So while you were fighting in the war, Bombastic Evergreen was the leader in power before Emerald Envy had come and taken over.
Okay.
So you hear that and you make the connection about, oh, it's like your favorite bar getting a rebrand at this point. It's the same, but is it?
Mm-hmm.
I've only ever been there twice, so like I don't know it all that well, but it's a fancy checking the curse timer motherfucking place. We've got trauma from the swear timer.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'd hate to cut your time short. I mean, you can stay here if you want. You don't have to stick with us, but we should.
No, I'm coming with you. Gonna make sure that people that killed my grandfather are rotting in the dirt.
That can be arranged.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anyone have anything they need to do before we head out?
Wish you goodbye to the kitty. No, that's the last thing. She'll we say goodbye to her parents. Oh, actually, she'll probably say to her family, like, she has all of Tobias's stuff. She has his armor, his circlet. Like, she'll probably ask them what she should do with it.
Are you planning on going back into battle, dear?
Fuck yeah.
Hey, Elena. She looks over. Yeah. That stuff's magical, right? She, she looks back at you. You're the magical one. Why don't you figure that out? I swear, I try to get ahead. I try to get ahead. If it's all magical, I mean, you could wear it. It'll probably shape itself to you.
And
At
before
this
she
point, they like
leaves,
Lily, and she's just somewhat playing with the cat, and it's now loose along like the living room floor as she goes to like kind of like play swat. Like Lily's on her like hands and knees and just kind of like doing little play swats. You see like this displacer beast just two more just pull out just. She's like, oh, I don't know which one's the real one. And she pokes at one and just fades and fizzles, and the other one's just jump on her. It's like, oh, I've got you. She grabs it and just kind of wrestles it to the ground.
She'll go over to her grandmother, and I know you've got your hands full, but if you wanted one thing from Tobias, she hands her his wedding ring.
Oh, Jesus. He never took care of this thing, did he?
No, he wore that all the time. I
I,
don't think
ca-
he ever took it. It was a pain to get off.
I can imagine. Jesus. Like his hands were bear paws. How the fuck did this thing fit in there? After all these years, you just don't ever pay attention to the wedding band. It's all the memories and just the commitment.
Wasn't sure if you or Ma might want it.
I'll keep it. I'll keep it. And she takes the necklace off, and you see what looks to be the other half of that painted portrait.
And she'll pull out the locket too.
Yeah. And so ties the ring to it, drops it in. The cat trying to swat at it. Here, he hands it to you. Make a animal handling check.
Oh God! Oh, that's a 10.
That's a 10. As soon as it got to you, you just see the tendrils.
What?
It's
Okay.
that's gonna be a 13 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
Are you wearing your armor or your
No,
pajamas?
I probably wear my pajamas actually. So, what? It's just my strength then, right?
It's your dex.
My
What's your
dex.
dexterity?
My dex
10
is
plus your dex modifier.
so it's 12. So actually, it does hit.
It does hit. So you get a little bit of the laceration from like the tendrils. It's like little kitty. It's like little kitty bites, but
Ugh.
they're in the tendril form.
Ooh, that feels
As she-
weird.
As she puts it,
Crit.
Get over here. Pulls it up, holds up by the scruff. No, no.
Oh,
You see the cat just.
I want to hold the kitty.
I don't think it's gonna like you any better. It just
Uh-oh.
puts the nuzzle on.
Whoop.
What?
Never you mind. Nothing to see.
What did you do?
Nothing.
Yeah,
Everyone's
command,
in
they're
the
aware
right
it's a
place.
simulation. Cut the feed.
Oh. Thank God for 10-second delay on Dire Bear. I saw that.
Yeah.
It's at this point, Howard, you get a message back. Your assistance is also required as well.
Mine? Like, specifically me?
Team them.
Oh.
Meet me
Duh.
at Lorthan Citadel.
Vortan Citadel. Okay. Lord. I don't know why I said Vor. Lorthan Citadel.
That is a very different word.
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Google it.
No. Do you want your Daddy Diamondback shorts? You stop it.
Just look up a Mimic Citadel. That's all you gotta do.
Oh,
Oh dear.
Sorry.
I didn't think I'd need the pickle juice tonight, but apparently I
Uh,
Well, that's
we're
right. I
nothing
need
if
a.
not consistent.
do. Just to spite all of you, it's olives.
Ooh.
oh.
Ugh. Oh, I can't.
I was gonna say, I think that's chopping your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
Joke's on you. I'm a slut for olives.
Well, we've all been requested, so not just Alabel's assistance, but us too. Although,
Yeah.
Alabel, they need you at the Murky Docks, for Envy. He needs us at the Citadel. We could take you there, and then I could teleport us to the Citadel, if you want.
You know what? That's okay. We'll get into the town. Yeah, we'll get into town. We'll see if there are any patrols or not.
Okay.
Last time I checked, she pulls out her sending stone as well. It's just everybody's just firing back and forth. For the sake of timing, there's going to be a couple of the Master Battalion to come out and guide you guys back to Lorthan Citadel and to guide Alabel out to the Murky Docks.
Okay.
So,
Alright.
goodbyes are said. Goodbyes are said, and hugs and still sadness and grief and sorrow. But you all get you get a parting, freshly baked bun, each and every one of you.
I love big buns and I cannot lie.
The other Yimmer can't deny. the other Yimmer. Just eyes separated and staring off in space, a little bit of drool. Just having a moment. At that point, you got the escort comes. You get picked up, and you end up leaving Ramsbottom. Everything packed. You're all ready to go. You guys feel very much refreshed, except for Howard.
No.
despite the warm and loving atmosphere, you have to go back out. You guys head directly into the Iron Place district, and you notice that there are bodies upon bodies of shamblers that have been dealt with and piled. Also, that have been lit as well and do not smell that good. That being said, the town is looking decently better. It looks kind of better when there isn't an air of danger around. Heading into Lorthan Citadel, you meet up with the gate guard. Alabel splits off. I'll be fine, guys. Don't worry. Hopefully, Envy will be all right.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I'll see you soon. Love you all. Gives you just a giant hug.
She like picks her up off the ground.
Alabel. Oh, that feels good. And as soon as you drop, she picks you up. For the sake of the loot, Beatrice, you have all of the magical wear
Cool.
of Tobias's. So you have a headband of intelligence and a plate mail of fire resistance.
Cool. She's not put either of them on yet.
Yep. Do with them as you wish. You head back up into the courtroom. You see Fury with a high decorated colonel, Zarkil Copper Hearth. God, why do I do this to myself? It's Zarkil, Zarkil. HIL, and then Copper Hearth. I'm pretty sure you could spell that one. I think.
Like her?
Yep. Exactly like her. Let me just disgust you again. Delicious. You see them looking over a makeshift map of Solnes, and Fury looks up. Ah, there you are. Thank you for joining. Come.
Follow.
I was just waiting for you guys to be like, okay, we go.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like,
Yep.
that 2 seconds of awkward silence. I'm like, come.
Yep.
No.
It's like those news reporters that like are on the visible delay. And over to Tom on the field. Thanks, Bet.
Or the whole like, oh yeah, I can't even believe I'm doing this job. Thanks, Bet.
It looks up. I'm assuming that the wake was wonderful, sad, and well, full of drinking.
Yeah.
Howard looks that green, does he?
He does.
Yeah, I don't feel so great. I'm kind of fucking tired too.
Yes. I appreciate you coming at my beck and whim.
Yep. No problem.
You will be needed back in Onver.
Oh. What do we need to do?
Old Bultrus Newblood is having a party. And he points over to Halsterian. You've been invited, and so have I, and a lot of very important delegates throughout all of Onver.
Wait, I thought he didn't get along with you guys that great.
He doesn't. But we've all been invited. Viceroy Keith is also have been invited in his royal procession as well.
Oh joy.
So at this point, we don't know what to expect.
That's
I've
a
set
little
Silent Ivory on fact-finding missions, and he hasn't yet to report to me.
That because he's silent?
You've met the man. What do you think?
Well,
I'm not asking your opinion.
it sounded like a question.
It was rhetorical. Another word out of you will have you out of here with contempt.
Well, if I can offer you some advice on Tobias of Caith, with him you can expect a lot of bluster, a lot of pompous assery, and some real shite music, if you don't mind me saying so.
Yes, I know. We've heard him play. It's annoying.
You're being very generous.
I'm being diplomatic. Unfortunately, this time calls for diplomacy. The fact that we're all going into this together, we need a game plan. I already know what I'm going to do. And since the reason why you guys are invited is more or less because of him, points to Halsterian. I figured this would be nice for you, all of us, to go in with a game plan, and that way, we all know what to expect. It is. He holds up a card and hands it over to Halsterian. I will give Steve the ability to read it out loud. Meaning I have to make it the next week. Thank you.
Hal leaves us in suspense.
Yes. Well, I'm not gonna do an impression.
When exactly is this
We have a week.
week? Okay, good. This might be a weird question. Did anyone find any adamantine in the Citadel while they were clearing the place?
Adamantine.
Yeah.
I wasn't specifically looking for that, and none of that has been reported to me.
Okay.
I would not be the person to ask this question. If you want to, you can find a quartermaster, but we're hard pressed to set up right now, given that we're still fighting a war here.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's not important.
Good. I am very concerned about this whole party. The fact that Viceroy Keith isn't been invited.
Yeah, that's
Well,
kind of weird.
he's been very stingy on getting supplies to us. He's been very bold, very, like you said, blustery. We haven't been able to make a deal with him. We haven't been able to do much. Maybe this would be a great time for us to actually break that bread in a diplomatic way. Otherwise, I might crack his head.
I think the
Okay.
whole of Corduria would thank you if you did. Sorry, was that out loud?
Yes, it was. If you're going to continue to make opinions like that, especially around Tobias of Keith, you might lose your head.
Hmm.
And I'm not being figurative here.
You don't need to tell me how dangerous he is.
Hmm.
Let me guess, most of your trouble negotiating with him is around the subject of me?
I'm not going to divulge any sensitive information that has been set within our courtrooms.
Fair enough.
We are dealing with a lot. I would appreciate if you all got yourself prepared within this next week.
Theo, look over at Spleen. Does that mean we need another fancy dress?
You could use
It
the ones
is.
you had before.
Mm-hmm. It has. It is. I want to say black tie, but trying to think of a medieval equivalent. It's fancy wear only.
Finery.
My brain decided to fart right then. No weapons are allowed other than royal guards or processions. So my guards will be able to be armed, but you all are mandatorily required to wear fancy dresses. Dresses, suits, or whatever suits your fancy. No weapons either. I'm under the assumption that if we started a fight, it would not go well.
Right.
I don't need weapons when I got these guns.
Uh,
I just forget I said anything. Okay, never mind.
don't want that.
I don't either. I rarely like leaving this armor.
I don't like leaving my shield.
Hmm. I have
I'll
a couple of
figure
ideas
something
up my
out.
sleeve, but we have a week. At this
What?
point,
What
find
if some
information
of
out.
us? What if some of us were Hal's guard? Would we be allowed weapons then?
That's not a terrible idea.
I
But
haven't even got the circlet on yet, and I'm already thinking smart. Look at me go.
Good
circlets?
job.
What?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it.
I can see that Tobias's influence is rubbed off upon you.
I am his granddaughter.
That would make sense. That would make a lot of sense. I'm in a tight bind, and I need you to recognize the gravity of the situation that you are going into.
This is bigger than the meeting of the colors, isn't it?
Very much so.
Uh,
I'm not going to divulge anything here,
of course.
but understand there's a lot going on. Your cooperation would be very, very well needed and nice.
Well, we're not
Do
gonna
you
let Hal
understand?
go alone, so not to something with that guy there.
Good.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I need to get back to what I was doing. If you
Okay.
want to collect Alabel, by all means, head down to the Berkey Docks. We have all of Western Solnes under control.
Okay.
If there's anything you need to do it. I will see you in Onver.
Got it.
He turns back and just starts focusing back on the drawing.
Am I okay to talk, guys?
Yeah, I think you're all right
Guns!
now.
No, at this point, like, if you guys decide to leave, you can decide to leave.
Yeah.
Looking at notes.
Okay, so we're going to see Hal's family? Who's holding the party?
His great-grandfather.
Add
Wait.
a couple hundred grades on top of that.
Yep, Howard just skips it at this point.
Yeah. Must be a venerable old bastard.
Gonna be a nice party.
Yeah.
Got a question. Do you think we should check to make sure Mr. Catman got his family back?
I
Handle
Or,
assume he did.
Okay, just
I mean, we still hold the Citadel, no issue.
all right.
Yeah, we didn't hear if Bray or hell, I forget his name. Crazy fella dresses like a bat in the sewers and makes bombs.
Yeah.
Want to say Derek? I don't know if they got out all right.
Darren.
Y'all didn't make the notes. I'm not helping you no more.
I got it. It's Darren.
Somewhere.
I was in the ballpark.
I'm
Darren.
more than willing to help, but come on.
Hey, I was doing that in character.
I'm more than willing to help, but come on. Perfect recited memory. Everybody.
This only happened a few days ago, after all.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, yesterday was a pretty crazy day.
Yeah. Point being, I'm with Yimmer on this one. I wouldn't mind checking in, making sure everybody got reunited that could.
Hey. Well, we have most of the city under control. I don't think we'll run into any severe problems again. If I hadn't burned so much reaching out to people that day, I mean, I know it was
we'll be
necessary,
fine.
but yeah. He's gonna cast Sending to Gray. It's Team Them. Just checking in on you and Darren and your family. Everything work out okay?
A moment passes. 2, 3. You don't hear a reply.
Hmm. I got nothing. Uh, hopefully a good sign? I don't know.
Is it usually good if they don't answer?
Usually there's a reason for it.
Could be
Is it-
sleeping.
Maybe. Um, shit, this is gonna bother me if I don't reach out.
Can you reach out to the other guy? Because they were
Hmm,
together, weren't they?
I could, but... Hey, Fury! And Howard's gonna go chase him down.
You go back into the courtroom.
Yeah. Hey, there was a druid and this crazy guy that's real good with alchemy. They were outside the citadel. Do you know if they made it?
I haven't heard any reports on any of these things.
Ah, shit.
All I've been doing is been dealing with my men and trying to retake this town. Any of the smaller fact-finding stuff, I haven't heard anything about.
Alright, thanks. He's gonna come back out to the party. Fury doesn't know anything about it. Maybe we should go look around outside. We
Yeah,
can spare a
where
little
did
bit of time, yeah?
yeah? Where'd the family go? Like,
Uh,
where'd we leave them?
we left them with Fury.
Oh, well, that's not.
I mean, I assume he doesn't know exactly where they are. He would have some of his people take care of them.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, let's go look. I want to see if we can track him down.
Okay,
Right.
okay. um, I mean, where do you start?
Probably gonna go outside and see if I can figure out from... They've been moving shamblers all night, probably. I'm gonna see if I can gather from the soldiers in the area where shamblers were like where the strongest presence of shamblers were, living or dead, around the citadel when they took it over. And if I can gather that from them, I'm gonna try and figure out where they may have been dropping the grenades at.
Okay. Uh, are you doing this alone, or is this going to be like a group collective?
Yeah, I'll go with.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna
I'll
say
go.
I'm definitely asking Diamondback for help because
Yeah.
he is a people person.
He's a person, people.
Yeah.
So it's Howard, Diamondback.
Yim's going to.
Yim's
Mhm.
going to.
I assume we all go.
Yeah.
And-
Okay. So it's a whole thing. Uh,
I'll ask if they know where the daughter and the wife and child are too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this
Mm-hmm.
because it's like it's a group thing. Do I make it a group check? Do I make it a group investigation check because you guys are asking very specific people about very specific things?
Mm-hmm.
It could also be a persuasion thing, but I mean, you're also well-known people that have dealt with fury themselves, let alone you have the mark of von Ver upon your lapels. So you're already marked upon the military as important people. I'm
Could be multiple checks. It's not
It's
a
really multiple
simple
checks at
thing.
this point.
Yeah.
So then how about this? We'll start with a group investigation check.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. How?
You mean Howard?
How?
Let me roll for Hal.
I just love the panic.
I can do it. Give me a sec. I gotta find it. That one.
It was a nat 1.
Ah! Oh no, it's that one. Like that's his character sheet. I forget. 13.
Cool. Howard.
15.
Diamondback.
5.
B.
13.
Nice.
Yimmer.
7.
Spleen.
8.
Yikes, guys, yikes.
Yeah, bottom row, not great at
Yeah,
investigating,
we're not
apparently.
finding them.
Yeah.
The collective score was 10.
Oh my goodness.
I set the DC at 10 because you're just asking basic things and you're like, these soldiers have just witnessed and experienced everything.
Pretty fresh in
Uh,
brain.
Yep, very much so. Uh, the wife and the child were brought into the citadel further in just as not a holding measure, but just as a like, this is still an active war zone. We're not going to send a wife and child into the war zone.
Mm-hmm.
Active measure. But after the night, you get a collective set of stories where the Murky Dock, the Trade Docks, like these are all just patchwork, whatnot. So like Harkins Ward, Soul Square, the Trade Ward, Murky Docks, and Iron Place are all systematically kind of just routed out. But a lot of the Shambler presence are very much congregated into a couple of very dense spots, which was out at Soul Square and bits of Harkins Ward that bleed into Soul Square. Iron Place was practically deserted at this point. And the Murky Docks were hit with heavy Lyshras, with a heavy Lyshras presence, which is still semi being dealt with, but because of Emerald Envy and the White Drakes, you get the whole point of it's under control. So if there's anything there, it's very, very small resistance cells, but at that point it would be incredibly dumb to reach out or to try and pop out and try and
Mm-hmm.
like disrupt what is going on there. You hear stories of a singular man in like a full-on cloak and a half owl's face mask flying around, but you don't hear anything about another person with them.
That would make sense if he's not really Like, if I didn't die, he would just stay as a cat.
Maybe.
I mean, but like my dad's kind of like the cat man, and my dad can like turn into like badass shit and like can fight like that. So like I don't think he'd just like stay as a cat if his family was on the line.
I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but I thought I saw him flying alongside Darren.
Yeah, you guys did get a view of this, of them flying and fighting together.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought that was a coincidence. I thought it was just like, hey, he's flying and someone else is flying.
Uh, well, I should ask if that owl fella had any birds around him.
Yeah.
With that collective investigation,
Yes.
that's pretty much the information that you could parse
Uh,
and kind of piece together through everything.
And what was the name of the square again?
Soul Square.
Okay. Take this here. Hell, I put it. I don't. Oh wait, that's right. It's right here.
In the Discord too.
So you guys are all heading out to the square then?
yep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're still going to be escorted by a couple escorts of the Mastiff Battalion because, I mean, as much as things have been cleared, you really don't know. Just as a safety precaution, you're all brought in together.
Yeah.
And you head down the main thoroughfare, eventually making yourselves through to the Soul Square, where you see the centralized clock tower and what is the burning bodies of goblins, the wargs, and shamblers, as well as a bunch of guards that have are basically kind of like posting and well keeping some sort of a patrol within Soul Square itself. Uh, a lot of it looks damaged, and I mean the tents are now systematically being taken down. The encampment of this goblin clan. Spleen, the closer you get, you realize, oh god, where are my notes on this?
Break out the tome.
Break out. All righty then. Yeah, this is a subsect of a goblin clan called the Facades. They're known for their warg riding and pretty much the most ruthless out of the goblin clans. You've heard stories about their warlord Stragnaz, but it's usually just been in passing. It's like the tall tales of this guy on his warg taking on a couple of owl bears by himself and defeating them, bringing food to the clan, and heroic fables and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But with every one of these guys systematically routed out and well decimated.
Well, that clan, they ain't shit. They chose the lousiest one.
Evidently.
So now that you guys are here, what are you up to?
I'm gonna look for any signs of the grenades they created. Um, any areas? Hmm. You know what? I think I'm gonna sit down and ritually cast Detect Magic and see if I can use that to help locate any pieces or fragments of the grenades they created.
Okay. You start doing that. Anybody else attempted to do something?
Are there any, like, people that we haven't already talked to, guards or soldiers patrolling this area?
I mean, you see what looks to be like, privates and like privates and sergeants and very low, very like corporals, very low ranking
Yeah.
men, kind of just doing the rounds.
Yeah. I'll approach a couple of them, start asking questions.
Right on. You approach a pair of them, and one is this younger looking kid. He looks pretty much fresh off the farm, really. Just turned 18. You see just the
Yeah.
pot marks of acne that are coming down, and even like the armor is still almost looks like he hasn't fit into it just yet.
Mhm.
Like it was more or less he did the training and then got everything slapped on and just moved in, uh, moved to this posting. Um, another one is the other one is a human male, looks to be still young but very assured of himself, and he looks over. Can I help you?
I certainly hope so. Name's Diamondback, part of Team Them. I don't know what kind of reputation we have, but if there's any I can cash in on, I just might.
I haven't heard much. Lore, what you've ever heard of these guys? I kind of heard stories. I just yeah, I've heard stories, but that's just about it.
Hmm. Well, we were the crew that got the teleportation circle and the Citadel all cleared out so the commandos could come through.
You're one of the commando teams. Oh, geez,
Yeah.
sir, I'm sorry we haven't saluted you. And you see the other guy, idiot. They're not actually a part of the military.
Yeah. And I just kind of laugh and sort of went down. It's all right. It's all right. Don't think anybody would mistake me for a part of that for long anyway. No, I'm just asking. We're looking for a friend of ours who is helping with the efforts across town. A fellow by the name of Gray Hintergrass. He was flying around, probably in some sort of wild form, with another fella who would have been dressed like an owl and dropping kind of specialized grenades and things. Were either of y'all here the other day? Did you? Okay, so I've heard. I thought it was Bray, and then I heard somebody say Gray. I thought, and then
I didn't want to interrupt the monologue, but I'm like,
yeah,
y'all motherfuckers, I keep saying Bray, and
yeah.
you've not named this person correctly.
I
I
honestly
did
heard
earlier,
Gray.
and then somebody said Gray, and they didn't get corrected, and then I felt like the asshole.
Yeah, because at that point, I'm like, I'm going to say it enough. Hopefully, one of y'all will actually pick up on what I'm saying. But apparently,
Yeah,
my G's and my B's sound exactly alike.
Wait,
yep.
please spell this for me.
I
It's in,
did spell it for you. I've spelt it for you
In
like 4
chat.
times.
it's in
You
chat.
have?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's in chat.
oh, I don't have the window up. I'm a big
Yeah.
dummy. I have other windows on top.
I have given you the proper name
Sorry.
multiple times.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, uh, fellow would
All
have been
right,
flying
I'm looking for
around.
lemon breakgrass.
Yeah. Fellow would have been flying around, probably in wild shape with another fella dressed like an owl. They were making quite the spectacle of themselves. Were either of you here during the fighting yesterday? Did you see anything happen?
No, we weren't around for the fighting. We did see a guy in an owl mask flying, but he was going over to the other side of the chat, and the guy looks. Yeah, we haven't seen anything else. You said this other person is a shapeshifter?
Yeah, it was a cat the first time we met him. Might have been taken, well, would have taken on a flight form for the start of the battle. I can't remember exactly what bird it was, but if anything was following that owl fella, well,
We haven't seen anything like that. We've just compiled the bodies, and there wasn't any. Laura, did we find any civilians? Not that I could find. I mean, you could ask around the other guys and see if they found anything.
mm, yeah, certainly worth a look. We're just trying to see if he's okay or if his family needs to be informed of anything. So I'll ask around. Thank you.
I, uh, Not a problem. Yeah, if you have any questions, I mean, you could ask us. You probably want to go talk to. Oh, look, they keep changing our corporal or our commanders on us. What is it? This one is Lorhelion. That's his name now.
Hmm.
Yeah, Commander Lorhelion. He probably will be able to probably able to help you out, give you a better perspective of reports. He's over there. He just points to the command tent.
Yeah. Much obliged. And I'll kind of start toddling on over that way.
Yeah. So you end up going into the command tent that's been set up in Soul Square. That's just yeah, in into Soul Square. You kind of you do your introductories to the guards that are kind of standing out front, doing their thing. You know, get in. You go and you see this half elven man. This half elven man looks to be pretty much middle aged, and you see creases along his eyes, like crow's feet along his eyes. So you know that this person's been living for quite a while.
Mhm.
Um, and you do the whole spiel again, just to save the RP. You see the you do the whole spiel again, and so you're talking about a man named Bray Hindergrass.
That's right.
Huh? Wasn't he over at the hospital?
Well, he was. Then found us, got himself involved, so to speak. We got ourselves, you know, into the citadel and into the thick of it, roped into saving his family. They're doing fine. But we haven't been able to make contact with him since. We don't know where he's at or anything.
Our guys haven't reported anything of animals flying with this other man that you had been describing.
Hmm.
So, in all accounts, they're either on the ground. You said that you tried to send a message to them. They didn't.
Yeah.
And how long ago was this? It was
Uh,
in the morning.
yeah.
It was
Couple
in the morning
hours.
at this point. About 4 hours ago at this point.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Our
Have you ever
thoughts
tried
exactly.
contacting the other guy?
We haven't yet. No, our wizard is getting a little, well, low on energy, as you might say.
I
Try.
understand, but if you're going to investigate, why not try all your paths?
Well, we certainly are trying every possible path. We don't know what we're going into next, so it's
That's
his
perf-
call which spells he uses.
that's perfectly
Anyhow,
understandable. I'm sorry I couldn't be of any more help.
that's all good. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate you giving us a foothold.
Yeah, it's what we do, despite ourselves.
Mhm. And you leave, you go back, you.
Relay the information, and
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. And by this point, Howard's just like, God damn it.
yeah.
Darren, where are you two? Are you in the sewers, or nobody seems to know where you are?
So you're now talking to Darren Calgrave?
Yeah, sending a message.
Cool.
Try
So
not
you
to
just.
burn him. But
Yeah.
Uh,
So you just asked him where he is in the sewers. I'm back at home base. Bray didn't make it. I'm heavily injured. I'm trying to stay awake.
Diamondback, we need to go to the sewers and find this guy.
Now staring again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But he might
So
die. He might
to
die if we
reiterate,
don't go help.
oh,
to
hell.
reiterate, his home base is back at Fish Ferry.
Yeah.
That's on the east side of the Altad.
Which hasn't
Not
been
cleared,
good.
not designated safe.
Yeah. If you're all willing to go help him, if we don't, he might die. He doesn't sound too
He
hot, and
helped us.
apparently Bray didn't make it.
Brayden, make it.
No.
It's good.
Yeah, so much for reuniting him.
Oh, I totally forgot that you were doing your uh
Detect magic.
detect magic
Oh, yeah.
ritual cast. I totally forgot about that. You pick up a heavy signature of magic that is within the center of the clock tower, and you kind of get that it's more or less just the mechanism keeping the thing within time, and with this beautiful intricate tower that's in the center of this was in the center of this square that has all this like wood, stoned, and everything just like shaped and beautifully carved into it. You kind of figure, okay, some warding magic would be nice so that hooligans don't do hooligan shit to it. Um, you do pick up faint magical pieces of aura that are within the center masses of the fire pits of the bodies for the shamblers.
Okay.
So you kind of figure if there's any shrapnel or any sort of like metal that could have came from the aerosol grenades,
It's in the
they might
shamblers.
more than likely be in there.
We got a week. I'd say we can spend part of a day going to help. I can get us out very quickly if we need to.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. We can keep one more person alive. I'm in for it.
Lost enough people.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, it's in the part of the city that ain't been cleared yet.
Yeah, we're
Shit
gonna have to
pipes it
be
is.
careful.
Right on. You guys start making your way towards harrowing Amaranth's Bridge. The only way to get across, the one of the only ways to get across from the trade board to Hargan's ward to Fish Ferry. You meet a patrol and a series of soldiers and guards that are there, waiting at the base or at the west side. I am not finding the words for it right now. Just I think I'm gonna call it there.
Yep.
Because at that point I'm just like, oh, the
Yeah.
wheels are spinning, the hamster's tired.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have Hal back if we're gonna cross that bridge anyway.
Exactly. So general the general feeling is you're not going to get stopped because you are got the on-varying patch on you, designating a person of significant interest. Um, yeah, what you see there is a couple of not platoons, but squads of soldiers that are staying there as more or less just a guard station and a patrol checkpoint. That's what I was looking at.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Quick question before we end it.
Yep.
Does it look like the water is moving around unnaturally still?
Make an investigation check, I guess.
What was it? So that one is 13.
13?
Yeah.
You look down and you see what looks to be natural flowing water.
Okay.
You're not seeing anything that represents what you have expected before.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. And at that point, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for sticking around. I'm kind of surprised I survived as long as I did.
It was great.
It was actually a really good episode. All energy regardless. That being the case. Tom, you want to take us away for ending announcements?
I surely do. Well, thank you all again for joining us here in Falscala for the laughter and the tears. Thanks again to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us, and to FX May Vary for sponsoring us and contributing to amazing artists of the Dire Bear family. And of course, a huge thank you to everyone who supports us on Patreon, particularly our first adept patron, Mama Bear, whose praises will be sung tonight in the ineffable style of Josh Groban. I'm so sorry. You raise us up so we can go derail shit. Your Patreon donations fuel our games. Mama Bear, our love for you, it smolders. You raise us up to drive JT insane. Thank you so much, Mama Bear. You are an inspiration to us all. While you're still here on the channel, do check out our Patreon if you'd like to hear my lovely voice singing your name out awkwardly at the end of each stream, or if you'd like to learn how to make lovely voices of your own. Take some time to peruse our merch. Check out some of the other brilliant streams we've got. If you actually want to hear some FX may vary in action, you can see them every other Monday on Melody of the Maelstrom. This crew of bodacious bards are basically all musicians. Not all their characters are, but they bring a musical flair to their show. You've got Valley by Night River City is still happening on Tuesdays, right? I haven't been updated with which games are still going on.
Tuesday should still be going.
Cool. Tuesdays
Yeah,
still
it's
going?
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays now.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tuesday, Valley by Night, River City. If you're a creature of the night looking for something to sink your teeth into, you're doing good there. We haven't heard a whole lot on the Saturday game, so flip a coin and see what happens there. But if you really want to know what's going on at Dire Bear, the best bet is to hop on our Discord and check the board for more info. JT, take us home.
Do you imagine?
Have you ever fought a dragon and stormed its mountain lair? Have you ever killed a vampire and seen the evil in its lair? Have you ever sought adventure and couldn't find it anywhere? Well, here's the answer to your call. We are the Dire Adventuring Company. Come leave behind all your cares. Adventuring Company. Come with me and see what's out there. If you wanna be a hero or a demon in disguise, if you wanna steal a spaceship and sail across the endless skies, if you wanna live a story and you're down to have some fun, come on and join the Dire Bears. There's a game for everyone. Adventuring Company. Come leave behind all your cares. Adventuring Company. Come with me and see what's out there.